Hey there you guys, it is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another face mask birthday video. And today we're feeling our fiery oats. Very sun, very phoenix inspired, very bright, very bright but dark. I love a little bit of dark. I wanted to add a dark twist to it. It's gone. This look today is inspired, of course, by the promotion looks from season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, which is currently, well, it's pretty much, by the time this video has come up, finished. Finito. It's done. We've crowned a winner. But if you want to see how I achieved this particular look, then make sure to stay tuned and see how we got it. Alrighty there, so we're kicking this tutorial off, of course, by priming the skin. So I'm just starting here with our Beauty Bay Matte Blur priming stick and just working that through the main section where I feel like I need a little bit of extra blurring. Just to try and soften the skin up and make it like nice and flawless. And then I'm also just using the Revolution Pro Soft Focus Primer with SPF 50 just throughout the entirety of the face, just to make sure we've got a nice fresh base to kind of just set all this gorgeous makeup onto. And now of course onto foundation. So we're using, you guessed it, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation, and just basically using our little blending brush there and just buffing that through the skin just to give us a nice full coverage base. I love this foundation. I mean, sometimes I do look at it and I think it's a little bit more on the yellow tone to what my skin tone really matches, but I still live for it. It's so good. And now doing our little bit of concealer just to highlight certain points of the face, which is of course again our L'Oreal Paris More Than Concealer, and I'm just using that again underneath the eyes just to kind of cancel out any baggage and through all the high points, so on the nose and on the forehead there as well, just to try and bring a bit of light through this makeup. So just going in again with that fluffy blending brush there and just basically using that to buff that into the skin. I don't know why I tried this recently, but it kind of worked. So I was like, oh okay, we'll actually go with that for the future rather than a beauty blender. Still love my beauty blender, but I want to give different things a try. So now on to our contour stick. So this is the CYO Cool as a Coconut Cooling Bronzing Stick in Fair Medium. So I'm just using that again along the kind of general areas. So the cheekbones, the nose, a little bit under the lips there. I say a little bit, kind of did a bit much. And then just along the forehead, a little teeny weeny bit, just to add a dip of colour into it. And again, just using our buffing brush there just to basically blend that through to the skin so that it looks a bit more seamless, a bit more glowy, rather than harsh, horrid lineage. Because no one likes a harsh line on their face. Well, some people may, but not me today. So yeah, just making sure that is nice and blended through the skin there. And now we're going on to powders to try and actually start setting it. So we're jumping in with our Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Matte Bronzer and just basically going over all of those points where we've kind of added the contouring in, just to try and again set that in place, but also just add an extra depth of colour. As you can see, this does add another level of colour. And just going down the bridge of the nose there as well, just to try and really sharpen that nose. My goodness, it looks thin today. I did a good job with the nose. Now onto our blush. So this is the Revolution Blusher Reloaded in Baked Peach. Absolutely love this blush. So again, just putting it on the general areas and a little bit across the nose just to try and give a little bit more of a sun-kissed look. And I went a little bit hardcore because I love my blush. I think it looks so gorgeous with a hefty bit of blush. And as you can see here, we're powdering now anyway, so that will take away some of the intenseness. So again, we're just baking with the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent, just literally hammering that into the face there, just to try and kind of like melt all of the beautiful colours that we've got going on here into kind of like one situation, so that it all just fits and works. And now taking a just fluffy kind of brush and just dusting away the excess powder that we've got on the face there. And now jumping in with our Beauty Bay EYN Fiery palette. Fiery, I always say fiery palette. And we're jumping in first of all with the shade there, Carpe Diem, which is a gorgeous kind of like red shade. It always comes out pinky, but it is red. If you kind of pack it on a lot more harsher, the more red it's going to come out. Because naturally when you have red tones, if you do a light application, it's going to look pink. Because a light red is pink. So yeah, just basically kind of taking that along from the inner corners of the eye there, just through into like the crease. Again, I'm not sure why I did that. I just kind of made it up as I went along. And then jumping in now with a more orangey shade, which is Koi. And just basically taking that around the edges of where we've just put that red and trying to basically mimic the ideas of a flame. So I really wanted this to be kind of like a fire-based phoenixy look. So yeah, just really trying to kind of like buff that colour through. And we do go back in and re-intensify the red, which you can see there. Just because I did look and I was like, oh, the orange is starting to overpower the red. So you might have to jump back and forward a little bit to just try and make sure you get that perfect matchup that you want. So yeah, I'm going in now again with just a clean blending brush and basically just trying to marry those colours together to make sure that they do sit nicely and give us that real fiery look. So now's where we kind of take a bit of a turn and go in with our black shade there, which is called Domino Effect, and just basically taking that on the inner corner as well. And just, you want to mainly focus the intense depth of the colour right on that inner corner there, and then just slowly kind of drag out the rest of the colour to blend through into like the other kind of shades there, because otherwise it can get really dark quick. And working with a shade like this, it is very much so advised to take it slow. Only use a little bit of the shade. Don't go grabbing heaps of black on there because it will spread like wildfire. Anyway, jumping back in now with that Carpe Diem again and just taking that through the lower lash line, just to kind of try and marry the rest of this makeup together as one. And then we're also going in with the shade Koi to kind of again blend it into the rest of the makeup so that it all kind of fits in, so that fire is almost coming from underneath the eye as well as on top of the eye. And that was the kind of idea behind it. And you can see there we did wing out ever so slightly. And again with the reds, you might have to go back in and re-intensify if you start to notice they are like lacking and getting overpowered by the other shades there. So I did notice that the black and the orange were kind of taking over, so I wanted to add a little bit of extra funk to it. But overall, I think it worked really well. And now we're going in with the Sample Beauty Shimmer pigment in Stacy. And I mean, to be fair, probably could have used a matte shade. I just kind of liked this shade, so I went with it. But I'm just taking that on a little angled brush, and basically the idea behind this was just to create kind of almost little wings, like a wing effect, but obviously they look nothing like wings and you can barely see them on camera, but trust the process. They're there, it works. Just trust me when I say what I say. Just kind of do small little kind of lines. Again, you can make this however you want to do it. You can make it more feathered, more kind of beam-like, because these kind of are more beams of light almost. But I wanted this to kind of represent little kind of flames coming out of the bigger flame. But now jumping in with, again, a more orangey shade, which is Pumpkin Spice. And just trying to, because I did again notice that it was a bit difficult to actually see the overall yellow on there. I wanted to add a little bit more zhuzhing up, and so we went in with this kind of orangey shade, just mainly focusing those on the real inner portions, so where the actual eye makeup is currently, just so that it kind of blends in, gives that flame effect again, because the darker shades would be in the center of the flame with the kind of yellows going out on the outer portion. So just, yeah, trying to blend that through really kind of delicately, because again, with a brush like an angled brush, it is very, very easy to put too much color on, which I made the slight mistake of doing. And I mean, you can rectify it, it's fine. It's workable and manageable. But anyway, jumping back in now with just a blending brush here with the shade Koi, and just kind of trying to tie together, because I kind of liked the idea of this almost being like a mask along the eyes. So just kind of tying those in, creating the blend from the dark shade there to the kind of lighter flame-esque shades on the center of the face there. And now, of course, this isn't a random Josh look without something glittery and bold. So we're going in with the Sample Beauty Sparkly Pigment in Garland, and basically just using that along those little kind of spiky mini flames that we created, just to give them a more glowy essence. Because again, the idea behind this is being a phoenix rising out, and whenever I think of phoenixes, I feel like very glowy, very shiny, very bold, very powerful. So just basically going along the line work of that, but then we're also adding little pieces to try and blend the areas between all of them together, just so it's a light shimmer round the actual line work itself. And then we are going to be adding a little bit on that forehead piece there as well, just to give a nice little shimmer to tie it all in together. Right, and now onto the eyebrows, as you can see here. So we're using the CYO Jame Brow and Lash Gel in Fair Medium. So I wanted to just do a little bit of something different. I know I normally use my pomades, but I wanted to just make it a little bit more defined. I really love the way that this brow gel just sits and really defines those brows there. As you can see, it just makes them a lot more poignant, really stand out, quite dark, but we live to see it. So now onto lashes, we've got our Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. So just basically coating the tops of our lashes there, and just getting the bottoms a little bit on there as well, so they're nice and ready for our lash application. So yeah, just making sure that they are nice and coated. It helps as well so that when the lash goes on, it's easier than trying to put a load of mascara to try and darken the actual natural lashes after. But then whacking our lashes on, so these are the indigo rosé lashes in Confidence. Now I thought this was really fitting for this look. They are like bold but not overly bold, because I wanted to add something to the eyes without distracting too much away from the intense beauty that we've already got created here. So I just felt like these lashes personally just really fit in with what I wanted to achieve. And I mean, all of the indigo rosé lashes, as I'll always say, are incredible. So if you want them, check them out, trust me, worth it. But yeah, just coating those again with a little bit of mascara just to prep them up. And now, of course, going in with the Jeffree Star Velour lipstick in Weirdo. So I really thought the idea of having like a black lip would just look so stunning with this. And this particular lipstick is so dark and just beautiful. So I thought that this really would give this whole look a kind of tie-in situation, as you will see here. Just look at that. I mean, oh, I could have left this on its own pretty much, but I actually decided I wanted to add a little bit more zhuzh to it, as we will see very shortly. So just making sure that those lips are perfected. And then you can see here we're going in with our little pigment pot again. So this is that same pigment we used on the eyes there, which is Garland, which is a nice gold shimmer. Well, gold glitter I should say, sorry. And I'm basically just patting that over the lips while they're still semi-tacky, just to really kind of blend that in with the lip itself. And then jumping in with some highlights, which is the Be Perfect and Stacey Marie Get Wet Cream Highlighter, and this one is in Soft Silk, so a bit more gold toned, although it's not like an intense gold basically, but it just adds a nice little pop of beauty. And of course, we're finishing off with our Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. Alrighty there guys, so that is the finished tutorial. What are we thinking? What are we vibing? Are we living? Are you kind of living? I really love the kind of dark twist to it, and I love this like centerpiece. I'm like, oh, I feel very super villain. Am I the villain of the season? Oh. But yeah, this actually concludes our little 6-week-long mini-series of the promo looks of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. So let me know down below, what was your favourite from this entire mini-series? And what else would you like to see in the future from this channel? And also, are you happy for our crowned queen? Congratulations to whomever they are. I am rooting for every single one of them. They are all incredible queens, and I'm super excited to find out who actually grabs the crown. So no spoilers, but whoever it is, I'm sure they are extremely deserving of the crown. So congratulations to you. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to let me know down below. And also make sure to check out down below if you want to know any of the products used in today's tutorial. They will all be listed down there for you. But anyway, I will see each and every one of you guys in the next video. Peace out, bitches.